Alright, as you can see, I got this pink blanket on me, which means I'm a little bit under the weather, so I'm just going to get right into this. I have 3 matches that I liked, and then there's a lot of things that I didn't like. So I'm going to go into the matches that I actually did like. Then I'll go into the intro and then the outro and grade them. But the one match that I really did like was Randy Orton versus Dolph Ziggler. These guys have really great in-ring chemistry. It was very fluid. It was very fast-paced. And the one thing I really did like about the whole thing was the fact that Wade Barrett was up there in the skybox like a predator watching a prey. I really think that that was a great way for them to set it up because it's pretty much what he's doing. He is literally watching Randy Orton like a predator will watch his prey before he strikes. And I think the way that they set that they set the whole thing up, psychologically was awesome. I mean, I really did like that. I really liked that match. And also the way that they actually set up for that premise I think it was a great thing. One match I actually did like was the champion versus champion match. Now, we all know that Daniel Bryan and CM Punk has a lot of history, and it showed in the ring. They still have great in-ring chemistry. It went on for a decent amount of time, and it was a great transition for Chris Jericho to come in and it was a great transition for him to show that, he's going towards the WWE title. So I really think that it actually did a good job for all three wrestlers, and especially with Chris Jericho making his debut return back, and I think it really did a decent job. I actually did like the Miz versus Kofi Kingston. Now, having R-Truth out there, especially the fact that the whole Miz R-Truth feud is still going on, it served its purpose. It didn't. I mean, the fact that Kofi Kingston won because the fact that Miz was distracted, I think the way that they actually did that was a good thing, and it kind of keeps the feud up and makes the feud still have some worth. So I really did like that match. There's a lot of things that I really did not like about this Raw tonight. Now, the one thing that kind of bothered me is the Funkasaurus. Now, don't get me wrong. I am all aboard the Funkasaurus train. But the fact now is that the Funkasaurus is known as a squasher. I know he's a gimmick. He's a hilarious gimmick at that. But he's a squasher. Now, that the match goes on for a second. That's another thing that bothers me. It's bad enough that the Funkasaurus, it seems like every single night, Brodus Clay can't keep up. Like, you can tell he's trying to keep up, but he can't. It's just getting way too hard for him. He's starting to get slow. He can't tear off his pants in time. It's just too much for him to do. Not only that, he is squashing decent people that have potential to be good wrestlers. I haven't seen Tyler Rex in I don't know how long. Here he comes coming out. Maybe he looks like he has a chance with the Funkasaurus. But then he ends up getting, like, knocked down and then pinned, and that's it. I'm like, the match should go on for at least 2 minutes instead of 2 seconds. And not only will it be great for the guy for his competitor, it'll be great for the Funkasaurus. They'll both give him airtime, and I really think that will be a great idea to have it go a little bit longer instead of being only 2 seconds. It's bad for both of them. And it's bad for Brodus Clay even more because he's a gimmick. He's not going to be able to go further beyond that. This is in the Attitude Era. It don't work that way anymore. So he needs to do something to incorporate himself as being more serious and more realistic than just being a gimmick. There's only so far it can go. Moving on to one thing that I really did not like. The Divas match. Now, why in the world is Eve getting a title shot with Beth Phoenix when she has not earned it? She was dominated at the last pay-per-view. Especially the fact that Eve out of nowhere did a glam slam to her face off the top rope. Does that show you that she needs to have a title shot? Not only that, it lasted 2 seconds. So why bother? And no karma. We saw karma last night, but no karma tonight. What's up with that? Not only that, I don't know who the screwwriters decided to put Eve in a storyline as like the center or the off center of the whole Kane versus Zack Ryder versus John Cena feud, which is dumb. It's bad enough they got AJ in the middle of a decent feud with the Big Show and Daniel Bryan, completely ruining it, and not only being Daniel Bryan's girlfriend and making him weak, They decided to have Eve as Zack Ryder's girlfriend and then have her be a conduit between Kane and Cena. Who's the genius that wrote this crap? Like, really, come on now. And also another thing that pisses me off. Kane is still going after Zack Ryder after he literally made him a stain on the ground. And then after that, he's going after John Cena by using Eve. Okay, you're a monster. You have no rhyme or reason why you dominate people. You're supposed to be taking everybody out. Why are you still targeting somebody you've already taken down? And why are you targeting his girlfriend that cannot defend herself and just going to make her say like, oh gosh, come save me, somebody save me. But another thing that really did piss me off was the fact that John Cena, he went dark for maybe 3 minutes and completely dominated Kane. Now I understand if he can go back and forth and somehow Kane still gets the upper hand, but he destroyed him. Why didn't you do that last night? Why did we have the most mediocre match that I have ever seen for a Royal Rumble? It was mediocre, it was bland, it was stale. And he got demolished that night. They both were laying out in the ring like they got their butts handed to them. And now you're going to come back and take out Kane? And have Kane run away from you? What sense did that make? I know that it has an all-around purpose is to make Cena dark. I know it has that purpose. Well, why didn't they do it last night? That is my question. Why didn't they do it last night? Why didn't they do it last night? I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Another thing that really does piss me off is the fact that not only does the celebrity wing of the WWE Hall of Fame pisses me off, it pisses me off even more the fact that nobody has called Randy Savage yet. Now, okay, I am hoping that he is going to somehow be on the list at the very end. I'm hoping that he will. But now they got the new inductee to the Hall of Fame, and that is Mike Tyson. I can't hate on this because Mike Tyson was involved in one of the most popular, the most important WrestleManias in history, because WrestleMania 14 was the beginning of the Attitude Era. That was the foundation of the Attitude Era. Was the Stone Cold versus Shawn Michaels match with him as the special guest enforcer. I remember that match because that was the first WrestleMania I've ever watched, and that was the first WrestleMania before the Attitude Era began. So he was practically a part of he became a part of the most important WrestleManias in WWF history. So I can't completely hate on that. Congratulations to him being in the Hall of Fame. I'm really hoping that Randy Savage gets his name called later on down the line. And another thing, they've already set up the Elimination Chamber. They already got the competitors for the Elimination Chamber main event. What is up with that? Are they completely throwing away qualifying matches? Come on. I mean, they're really rushing these things. They're really rushing these pay-per-views. And if you rush these pay-per-views, it's going to go to crap fast. But honestly, I really don't think that they care about these pay-per-views. They just only care about WrestleMania. Because we all know that the WWE Network is being pushed all the way down to November now. So they're probably going to have to get their big payout somehow. And they're going to get their big payout for WrestleMania. So they can care less about any of these other pay-per-views. They're going straight to WrestleMania. But all in all, this was not a bad Raw. From all the stuff that I just named, the ending itself ended very well. So I have to give this a C. And I've already named everything else that I didn't like. I'm not going to go into it because I don't feel well and I'm about to go to bed. But I'm giving it a C. That is my verdict and I'm sticking to it. If you all agree with me, leave a comment below. If you agree with me, leave a comment below. If you want to leave a video response, that'd be great too. This is Nation Girl 30 signing off. Peace out, y'all. See you later. Going to bed.